Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Apostate Weekly. I'm your host, James.
And I am Ryan.
And in this week's show, we have an update on the story from New Zealand where the witnesses are trying to weasel their way out of it.
Oh,
Ooh, this
yeah,
is great.
little weasels. Always trying to weasel their way out of something.
Oh,
No
yes.
accountability, please, for me. Thank you. Um, Also, we've got child sacrifice on the docket for today, as well as a ton of other stories, actually. So we really need to get into it. But
Yes.
before they do that, if you wouldn't mind, I just would like to take 5 seconds of silence for the children and the people of Palestine who are having bombs dropped on them as we speak.
Yes, absolutely.
And with that, when we begin the show, I will have a link for you if you would like to check the amount of money that your state donates every year to Israel. And with that, I'll hand it off to you, James.
Well, with all that said, we'll go ahead and roll that intro and we'll get right into it. All right. So, we've got a lot
Welcome
going
back.
on today. So much.
So much.
So much.
So much. It's too much.
And we just had a story pop up just last night that I'm throwing into the show this morning that we didn't have planned at all because, like I said, it just popped up last night,
Just happened.
which I'm happy about because last time we had some big news happen, it happened after our show last couple times. So this time it happened.
It always
before the show, and we
happens.
throw it in. Nope,
It always happens.
not now.
Not this
now.
time.
So
Gotcha, bitch.
we got this one. So
Get him. Good morning,
So-
everybody.
yes, good morning, everybody. Also, so we've been talking about the Jehovah's Witness being a part of the commission coming up in New Zealand.
Right.
And just real quick, sorry to interrupt my own thought, but in case everybody wants to know why my voice sounds so different, I've been sick this week and I've had a sore throat, so I've kind of lost my voice. So apologies for not sounding like my usual
It's the
self.
sexy new James.
Yes.
I'll lower my voice like this too. Be a sexy. You said I could apostate my way, so I'm the
That's
sexy
right.
apostate.
But no, I'm going to apostate my way. I want you to apostate my way now. I'm going to have
I
I'm going to
see.
have the cult of apostates.
So apostate James way.
Yeah. No, do it your way,
it.
everybody. Do it your way. Seriously.
Do it our way.
Because I don't want no cults. Morning,
No,
Mom and
no,
Dad.
thank you. We've got enough cults going around. Yeah, go with that.
So with that being said, let me go ahead and share my screen here. And so here they've been trying to tell the commission again how they don't have any programs where they separate children from the parents in their meetings or anything. So the High Court in New Zealand has actually dismissed them and dismissed this because they know that the witnesses do have programs where children are separated from their parents, and other congregants like the elders or ministerial servants have control and access to children. And this is coming from victims that are standing up and being part of this commission with them, giving them this information. So a major shout out to those people who are standing up and letting New Zealand know, hey, no, this is not how the witnesses actually operate, despite what they're telling you, and giving them proof. And so the Jehovah's Witnesses will have to be part of the inquiry along with every other organization that they're bringing in. And on top of that, what's really interesting about this story is they are the only organization out of, I don't know how many, that has tried to do this.
I'm not surprised.
The only one. So
I'm not.
What scumbag weasels are they, really? I mean, come on,
Mhm.
guys.
They will avoid at all costs any accountability. They will do anything.
Yes.
If they could use religious privilege somehow, they absolutely totally would.
Yes, they would. And so that is excellent news. That is our fresh off the press news that we just got
Hot off
last
the
night.
presses.
So, you know, they don't have the reasons yet because the high court hasn't published them. So, as we get more updates on this, I will keep you up to date on this. But for right now, this is good
What
news.
we got. Yeah, it's good. I'm really
So,
excited. It makes me happy because it helps us to realize that it can happen here, but we have to use our voice and we have to be very adamant about what our intentions are. And I'm not going to let them get away with stuff.
no, exactly.
If I have any power in this life, it is I will just use my mother effing voice. They won't be able to get away from me.
Oh, if that came here, you damn well better believe I'd be
Oh
calling them
god,
up
yeah.
and emailing them and being like, "Look, here's the policies they have. Here's the stuff they do. Here's my own personal experience with it.
I will
You
dig and
know,
show them anything
here,
anything they want.
here's the nails. Here's the hammer. Hammer their asses and nail them to the wall."
Yep. Jesus them. Oh wait, never mind. Don't do that.
Well,
Don't
there's a
Jesus
lot at
them.
stake.
Wah, wah. Ba-dum-bumch.
Uh,
Anyway, on
with
that
with
note,
with that note, I'll leave you hanging on the next story.
okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Okay, so just quickly, I said at the top of the show that I would give you the website, which is in the description. If you want to find out how much your state is sending to Israel so they can bomb people. So basically, if you look at it this way, vicariously, we are also bombing people through Israel. So this website will tell you how much your state donates. And just to FYI, because I looked at my state, Pennsylvania donates $136 million every year. So when, you know, kids don't have access to hot meals, when our roads are full of potholes, when homeless people are sleeping on the streets, we don't have money to give people help with paying their student loans, but we do have money to commit a genocide against people. I'm pissed. I don't know how you feel, and I give everybody the right to feel the way they want to feel when it comes to these things, but I just hope that you thoroughly research everything that you're looking at. So anyway, that's what I have for this particular portion. Do you want to move on to a different story?
Yeah, sure, because we got quite a few stories to
Yeah,
cover
we
this
got it.
morning.
We do. We've got a
And
whole lot.
so, I don't want to waste too much time going on. So the next story I got for you is, and I mentioned this in the short. I know we didn't get it out as early as we have been this week. Um,
Why'd you have to go get sick? I mean, seriously.
I mean, I
Be
know, right?
responsible, James. Come on.
I responsibly got sick, right?
I responsibly got sick. Tell me how that happens.
I don't know, but just go with it, okay? Just have faith, okay?
I'm leaning into it.
Okay. So this year, I we we have the new text for every year they have this, and it's nothing new, but I found it particularly interesting because it's in they start off the January Watchtower with this article called Conquer Fear by Trusting in Jehovah, right? And your text is taken from Psalm 56:3. It says, "When I'm afraid, I put my trust in you." And then, of course, the focus of the article here is to learn how we could strengthen our trust in Jehovah and overcome our fears. Now, why do I think that's important?
Okay.
I believe that's important because they're putting more fear in the average Jehovah Witness. They want them to be afraid of the world and everything outside of their organization. And
Right.
this fear keeps people trapped. It keeps them mentally trapped and physically trapped as well because they won't leave that organization when they're mentally trapped, even if the gate's wide open for them to leave. And this is why it's important to help people who, especially PMOs or even the ones questioning, that there's really not that much to fear outside their confines of the organization, especially if you think you have the truth. You should be researching it and scrutinizing every bit of it to make sure that it absolutely is. Of course, we know what'll happen if they do that, and so does the organization. But that is a big fear of people inside the organization, is researching outside the organization.
Mhm.
So that's why I think was important to bring out and talk about, because they are really trying hard and harder to keep members trapped inside this
Mm.
organization, because they know they're hemorrhaging members. And
Upping the
it's,
intensity.
yes, and starting off and having a theme text about fear for the whole year. I mean,
Wow. You're
you
right.
know,
That's really
it,
sad and shocking to see that that's like, normally it's like peace, something silly
and
like
it's,
that.
and especially in, like, okay, last year, yeah, we were I mean, we're still going, watching it on the news with the Russia Ukraine war, but now we have the new war with Israel and Hamas, and you know that's just adding more and more to their doomsday fantasies,
Right.
and it's just drilling it harder and harder into people. Even though their literature, if you look at the literature, like, I also wanted to bring this out too about the Watchtower article. If you look at on the screen, you see they got a box now to write your answers in instead of just highlighting them. So
The
maybe,
way I write, that would be like a 2 word. I'd be able to
well,
fit 2 words.
well, think of this though, okay? This is probably why they have it there, okay? Because instead of just underlining or highlighting your paragraphs now, your
You now have to
spirituality will
create
be
the fear.
shown by how much you write in the box.
Mhm.
And if you can write
All
small
that
enough
you're
and write a
afraid
whole
of.
lot, you know, it might be, instead of reporting hours as a way of judging spirituality, how much do you write and highlight in your Watchtower now? It could
Exactly.
be
You're
another tactic
inducing
like
the
that.
fear by making you now even participate it even further. Because
Yeah.
before, like you said, you would just underline, but now you have to come up with that fear from yourself. So now you have to mentally strain your brain and put yourself into a negative thinking space, a very tragic and downtrodden thinking space, and center yourself on that fear. And then you make it all about you. What's going to happen to me? It's all about me and my life, instead of seeing the bigger picture that we actually do have an ability to say and speak up and stop bad things from happening. But if you're just like this and worried about yourself, you're never, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Mhm.
So that's why I really wanted to share all that with you. So,
I'm
all
glad
right.
you did. That was really interesting. All right. Are you ready for the next story?
Yep, let's go ahead.
Okay, and again, I'm not gonna revel on this for too long, but I do think that it's really important that we think about these things. Again, I'm not trying to divide lines between political parties. I certainly am not. But if freedom is important to you, I think that you should at least know about what Project 2025 is if you've not heard of
Yes.
it yet.
This
But it's
this is absolutely disgusting, this
yeah.
story here, because I have seen it before, and it's just so sad to see that this is the way our country's trying to go.
Oh my god, it's so disturbing. This is taking us right down a white-centric theocracy by being run by one specific person. Now, even if Trump didn't win, let's just say the conservative, the far right that is dreaming up this plan. What they want to do is consolidate most of the power underneath the president. So there wouldn't be like, say, Department of Justice, for instance. Now he's the dude who controls all the power. That is absolutely scary. That's not a democracy to have one man, or one person, excuse me, one person with all of the control. But there's so many things that this plan wants to do when it comes to our freedoms. They want to mess with the First Amendment. So we're not going to have the rights to say what, we want to say. They want to establish a state religion. Yeah, that's the one thing that this whole country was supposed to be predicated on, is that there would not be a state religion. They want that. And then once they implement that state religion, just guess what it's going to be. I'll give you a guess. But anyway, once that state religion is implemented, we will not be able to use our First Amendment rights to speak up. Like if a church is doing something disturbing, our hands are going to be tied. They want to strip us of our human and civil rights. Oh, they also want to get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So anything that has like a DEI program, they want to nix that. They don't want any more queer talk. Like that's all going to be considered pornography. So just again,
As well
not
as you could already see with the Florida governor DeSantis trying to erase
yeah,
history for
right.
minorities.
Same thing, but literally on a huge scale. They want to do
Exactly.
what's happening in Florida, but for the entirety of the United States. So basically,
Right.
there will be a division in society where people like you and me who are atheists will be treated differently than those who are Christian, part of the elite society, because they are now going to be on the side of the government, and we're going to be looking at anti simply because we don't believe and we don't conform to that.
Well,
So
there's
there's that.
I was going to
Sorry.
say there's this whole movement of people who are trying to push how this country was founded on Judeo-Christian values when it absolutely was not. It was
No.
founded on the freedom of religion and from religion. So, the Constitution absolutely has in it for us to have those freedoms. But if these people have their way, they're going to get rid of all that.
Oh yeah. So this is the Heritage Foundation. Just look up the Heritage Foundation. This is a lot of conservatives who are wealthy. Again, they want the wealthy white Christian nationalists to have the power in this country. Yeah, like I don't actually believe in Judeo, like it doesn't go together. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people use that terminology, but I
Right.
absolutely think it's a completely different division of the religion. So it is kind of an oxymoron to put together, but
I
most
agree
people
with
don't know
that.
that.
It's just how it's
Most people don't,
typically
yeah,
used
because
though.
it's the
So
Bible. It's because
yeah.
it's the Bible, so everybody just lumps it all together because of the people who canonized the freaking Bible lumped it all together, which they never
But
should have
thanks for
done, and that's
pointing that
another
out for
topic.
us, Mark. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I religious education is something that I'm very passionate about, and I appreciate that comment. Do you want to move on from this
Um
one?
yes, I do cuz we have this one I don't really have an article or anything
Oh, my
for.
bad. Go ahead.
Sorry. Who were like both trying to produce while we're talking. Um but just a reminder for everybody, Halloween Day, which is this Tuesday, which is also my youngest son's birthday. He will be 8 years
Oh,
old.
happy
But
birthday.
in the capital of DC, there will be the protest for the ex Jehovah's Witnesses going on. And somebody I think on this show is going to be there. I wonder who. It's not me. So maybe you can.
I don't know who it is. I don't know that bitch.
But
Yeah,
oh,
I'm gonna be there. So if anybody in the audience, if you're going, please make sure if you see me, because I'm not gonna know who you are. I'm not gonna be able to tell who you are from a tiny little picture. So you're gonna have to come up to me and introduce yourself.
I,
But I would
I
love to meet you and even maybe record something. Like I'd love actually to record a little bit of interviews with people while I'm there, just to get like how they're feeling and whatnot. That would be absolutely fun. So please just I
I
might
did
be now if I might be in the middle of something and I can't, but
I did find some comments. These are actually older comments back from May that I thought were quite interesting on Quora. And these are looks like these are Jehovah's Witnesses making these comments because they're they're just absolutely crazy. Like this one, there is no cult known as Jehovah's Witness, only a true Christian organization who follows Christ to the fullest. And this is talking about the protest. Come get it. And you know, and this other one, um, how they said they don't see any horrific practices in what they are doing, but in the rest of America, like it's just so funny and how small minded they can be about their own religion and don't even see the own harms in the religion that's causing this XJW community to go out and protest to help them have their
Exactly.
rights and freedoms, and they don't even realize it that we're trying to actually help them out.
Them. Nope. That's how that's how far removed they are from the world. They really don't see the bigger picture because they're so self-involved with their small little minute world inside of that kingdom hall. Your world is only as big as that kingdom hall is. So it's hard
Yeah,
for them to see beyond it. We are not trying to hurt anybody. We just want them to have a better life.
we want to see them be able to get medical life-saving blood transfusions if they need them. We want to see shunning of ex-members stop. We want to see better lives for everybody in the organization, period. And
100%.
you know, they just don't realize that that's what we're advocating for, is for them to have better freedoms within their own religion. We're not trying to get them to leave, but we would like to see them have less harmful practices so that way they benefit from it, and also the community of us who've left can benefit and have our families back as well.
Right. We just want you to have a more normal life. You could still have your religion.
Yeah,
We're not gonna we couldn't even do that if we wanted to. Like, gosh, like seriously, calm down.
yeah,
Calm down. Like your religion has been around for 100 and whatever years. Chill out. You're fine.
I
They're
know.
programmed to see everything as like they're the victim. They're always the victim. It's really it's like exhausting. That mentality is so exhausting to maintain.
So can I do you have another story you wanted to get to?
Yes, just super quickly, if you don't mind, I can zoom through the stuff that I have. Okay, so if you are like me and you want to get in contact with your representatives, 5 calls makes it super easy for you. They even give you particular rights that you might be wanting to call about. Like, for instance, what I called about was the ceasefire in Israel and Palestine, right? All I had to do was put in my information. I clicked the button, dialed it, and then after I called, it took me back to the screen where I could press with whether I left a message, a voicemail, I made contact. So you can even keep a record of if your representative is actually getting back to you, is contacting you, because some of these people are just avoiding their phone calls and they're supposed to work for you. But anyway, 5 calls, it's a super cool app. And you don't have to call about those particular items. You can just use it to get in contact with your reps super efficiently.
That's
That was
awesome.
that. Yeah, it's I've been using it for a few years now, and I actually got a content violation for advertising the app just because I
Really?
said you yup. That's how much like they hate me right now, these mother TikTokers. Um
Oh, did you want to get to your other story about that uh Jehovah
yes.
Witness?
Oh my gosh, hello. Duh,
Yeah.
that's like one of the big ones. I have to Okay, so you guys, I came across this story because of um I follow Selena on TikTok. I maybe so anyway, I'm just going to get to it. So I have no idea whether or not this is a Jehovah's Witness because it does not say that this is Jehovah's Witness. It just says that a man tried to sacrifice his child to Jehovah. So what had happened is that gentleman Jeremiah Campbell was in a Lyft ride and he was with his 2-year-old son, and he was telling his 2-year-old son that he needed to prepare himself because he was going to be a sacrifice to Jehovah. Thank mother effing the Lord that the Lyft driver had the wherewithal to call the cops. The cops showed up with just enough time to get the kid. He was drowning. He was literally over the tub drowning his child, and they stopped it while it was happening. So that Lyft driver saved that child's life. I've
Hmm.
searched as much as I could search on Google to try to find out if this has anything to do, like, is this guy a Jehovah's Witness or associated with them at all. Can't find it. So do with that whatever you will. There are a lot of different people who worship a God named Jehovah. It's not just Jehovah's Witnesses, but I do
Yeah.
find it super like eerie and frightening that somebody would think they needed to sacrifice their child to Jehovah. Like, why would you? Why? Just why?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. I don't have more to say on it because I there's no follow-up information. Maybe there will be at some point. I'll try to keep you updated if there is, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
scary.
definitely a tragic story, and I'm glad that the outcome was good, but just the mindset of somebody that's willing to do that is just sad, and I really hope that person gets the help they need.
God, yeah, please. Ugh. He was already supposedly the guy already had a protective order against him.
Oh, really?
So he was already not a good character of person. And then if maybe he has some religious trauma going on, I'm sure that can make somebody a mess.
So, yeah. Anyways, with that, I think that covers all of our stories for this week. I did want to advertise something that I just started up for us on the channels. If anybody would like to contribute back to the channel in any way, I set up buy me a coffee here, and you can go on to here to this link. I will post it in the comments as well. I didn't want to do it until I mentioned it, but basically, if you want to go buy us a coffee, you can go to our link there and send a few bucks, and as soon as we get enough to cash out, Ryan and I will split it, and we'll get a drink. And I think it's a great way to give back if you feel like it. If not, that's fine too. Just thought I'd throw it out there for everybody to see what they how they felt about that.
I won't be buying coffee, just FYI. I'll be buying weed. Buy me a joint.
buy,
Where's that
buy,
website?
buy me a joint.
Buy me a beer. I need that.
I already
Yeah,
got that.
and nobody honestly there's no obligation whatsoever. Um, it's just something you can do if you choose to, but yeah, whatever. It's
Yeah.
whatever. It's whatever.
It's whatever. We just wanted to throw that out there. We're not monetized in any way, and we're getting close. Actually, we would like to monetize, but we're not quite there yet. We got to get our view hours up just a little bit. We're like 1,000 view hours away from being able to monetize.
Not
So
far.
no,
I'm really thankful and not surprised, but I'm just super thankful for all the support. And I didn't know if people would want to be waking up at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a little old news show where two people who are just like everyday Joes
right.
shit talking cults. Quite honestly, that's really all we do is we just shit talk cults and bring you
I
some
mean,
information about
we
them.
we we present news, but we're not news reporters. We're not
No,
journalists by any
no,
means. But
no.
we do try to at least be fair with
Accurate,
it and try to be
fair,
accurate as possible too.
right.
Because I don't always give negative stories about Jehovah's Witnesses. I give positive stuff too on them when
Yeah,
when
you
it's
do.
due. And because I don't want it to be always bashing, but the problem is with these cults and organizations, there's so much to bash about them and talk bad about them because they're always putting themselves out there with a bad foot forward. But I still try to
Absolutely.
give them credit where it's due.
Mhm.
So, you know,
Yeah.
that's all I got to say about that. Um, but we do try. We try to have fun and give our own commentary on it as well. And we appreciate you guys showing up. And we've gotten a bunch of new faces lately. We appreciate
Hey, Fred.
seeing you all and our old
Well, Fred
hats as
gets up at
well.
5 AM. Come on, man. That's
5 a.m. Oh
awesome.
wow,
I
wow,
know, and I just like that melts my heart a little bit because it's just
wow.
little us. We're
Yeah,
nothing special. We're just
5:30 for Doc. Oh my God.
damn.
Wow, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. Then
See, That just honestly, that just makes my day because I just want to keep y'all informed. I don't know that I can have that much of effect, but who knows? Who knows what I could tell you that you tell somebody. It's just about the communication, and I think that's one thing that was lacking. Like from my perspective as a Jehovah's Witness, we never communicated our. I'm still learning how to communicate my true feelings, how to actually feel my emotions versus just ignoring them and putting them to the side because they're all just bad and it's probably demons and planting them in my head. So to have people that have rallied around us and supported our efforts, it really means the world to me. Thank you so much.
And while you all are at it, go buy Doc and Kay for a coffee too for waking up so damn early.
Right, exactly. You
They're gonna need it
weirdos.
too.
Yeah.
Give them a triple shot espressos, okay?
Yeah, or maybe they just want a shot.
Maybe.
That
Well,
might be
for
how
me,
they start their day.
I work night shift, so I can enjoy a beer while I'm doing the show. So yes, it's 8:30 where I'm at, but I'm gonna go to bed after the show. So
Yeah, it's like 8 it's just like reverse. It's like 8:30 PM for you.
yeah, exactly. So
Oh, boy.
with that said, thank you everybody. We really appreciate all y'all joining us every week. We have a blast. We love reading the comments. I know we don't post
Yeah.
everyone up, but I do read them all as we're doing the show. So really do appreciate the interaction and everything going on in the comment section. Appreciate y'all showing up every week. It's just it makes for a great show, and I really do appreciate all that.
I know, like, I look forward to this.
Yeah,
Honestly wish I could do this every day because I do it just to shit talk with everybody. I just get up here and shoot the shit with
that's
people,
right.
so thoroughly enjoy it. Thank you all. Yes, they are all real. Every single one of my babies. I have so many, I need to give them away. Like, I have jars full of plants that I need to find some people to take from me because they're in, like, old coffee jars and containers because I'm running out of pots.
And in case anybody is curious, yes, they're real.
They're all real. Well, I mean the plants.
Yes. Yeah, something.
Something like that. On that note, we love you
Oh,
all so much. You're awesome. All the links will be in the description. So if there's anything that we said you want to check out, go do that.
yep.
And on that note, I mean, I guess we'll see everybody next week, right?
Oh,
We still plan on having a show, even though the Be Free is on Tuesday.
yes,
But
we definitely are having a show next week. Will you be able to? I
I,
know
but
you're going.
I believe so. I think I'm just going to go and come back. I was trying to get a hold of Wally, but I don't think he's gotten back to me to see if there was a possibility we could room together. Not just he and I. My gosh, that sounds weird. Um, I want to room with Wally, but supposedly he was going to be with a couple, not a couple, but like a couple of people.
This
And
is
then
sounding worse and worse.
oh God, Wally, I'm sorry, buddy. Jesus.
You're just like throwing him under the bus here, aren't you?
So Wally was going to be sleeping with a couple people, and I was just like, "Hey, can I join the bed?" But yeah, so I don't know if I'll be staying or not. But even if I did stay, I'm certain I would still be able to use my phone and have the show. So no matter what, we should be good.
Okay. Well, if anybody feels they can be a last minute fill in, in
Oh
case
yeah,
Ryan
or
can't do
that.
it, please
Yeah,
message
that's
me.
always
You
yeah,
know,
that's always if anybody in the audience, if you think that you want to add commentary or something sometimes, let us know. Again,
yeah,
we're very similar to Apostate Coalition. We're a collaboration
yep.
channel. It, we're not trying to exclude anybody. The more voices, the more powerful we can be together.
And we like having guests on because that means less talking we got to do.
I want to talk. I want to do all the talking. I'm never going to stop talking. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's like Shrek with the talking donkey. Getting you to shut up is the trick.
Ah, ah.
Also, everybody, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share
Oh yeah,
as
don't forget.
well.
That's like the most
That's like
important part.
the most
Please.
important part. Please help get the algorithms out. Please help get the watch hours up on especially on the Apostate Weekly channel. I know we streamed to 3 channels, but the Apostate Weekly channel specifically was the one I was talking about for the watch hours to get us to the
Yes.
monetization part. So if you all could help out with that, we would greatly appreciate that. And with that being said, we'll see you all next week. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Don't forget, apostate your way.
All right. Have a wonderful week, everybody. We love y'all.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.